Solve for x. 2a equals b minus 3x if A is the 2 by 2 matrix with entries 4, 6, 1, and 3, and B is the 2 by 2 matrix with entries 2, 6, 3, and 7. First, we need to solve the equation for x. 2a equals b minus 3x, solving for x in terms of a and b. And once we've done that, we can use the arithmetic properties of matrices to figure out what the entries of that matrix should be. So we want to get x alone, and we can get this negative 3x term alone by subtracting b from both sides. When we do that, that gives us 2a minus b equals negative 3x. To get the x alone, we need to get rid of this negative 3. We could do that by dividing both sides by negative 3, but with matrices we generally tend to talk about multiplying, and so the way that we can do a multiplication that's the same as dividing by negative 3 is by multiplying both sides by negative 1/3. If we do that on the right, a negative times a negative is a positive, and 3 times 1/3 is 1. So we're just left with x. And then on the left, we just have negative 1/3 times the quantity 2a minus b. So to figure out what the entries of the matrix that x will be, we need to take 2a minus b and then take that result and multiply by negative 1/3. So let's do that. First, let's look at just 2a minus b. I'm going to do this in steps because I think that'll be nicer. So for 2a minus b, we've got 2 times the matrix with entries 4, 6, 1, and 3, minus the matrix with entries 2, 6, 3, and 7. We need to perform the multiplication first. It's the same order of operations that we've seen before. When we multiply each of those entries by 2, we get 8, 12, 2, and 6. Once we've done that, we can perform the subtraction entry by entry. So 8 minus 2 gives us 6, 12 minus 6 gives 6, 2 minus 3 is negative 1, and 6 minus 7 is also negative 1. Now once we've done this, we know we need to multiply the result by negative 1/3. So when we do that, we've got negative 1/3 times this same matrix, and so we need to multiply each of the entries by negative 1/3. Negative 1/3 times 6 is negative 6/3, which is the same as negative 2. So the entries in the first row will be negative 2. And then in the second row, we know a negative times a negative is a positive, so we end up with positive 1/3 for each of those. So the result here for x is that x is the 2 by 2 matrix with entries negative 2, 1/3, and 1/3.